The Discovery. The GSS Endeavour, a sleek exploration vessel, ventured through the shimmering expanse of a distant galaxy, its mission to chart new corners of the cosmos. Captain Lena Sorensen, a seasoned commander with piercing blue eyes, stood on the bridge, overseeing the routine operation. "Captain, we're picking up some odd readings," reported Ensign Tai, his brow furrowed as he studied the holographic displays. Gravitational anomalies, energy spikes, all originating from a region just ahead. Captain Sorensen moved to examine the data herself, intrigue flickering across her features. The readings defied conventional explanations. "Set a course to investigate, Ensign. Let's see what's out there." As the Endeavour approached the anomaly's coordinates, the star-speckled void of space seemed to shimmer and warp. Sensors struggled to make sense of the distortions. Suddenly, the disturbances parted like a curtain drawn back, revealing a sight that stole the breath from the bridge crew. Floating in a vast expanse of emptiness between the stars, ancient alien megastructures loomed. Colossal rings, spheres, and spires glittered with unknown alloys and pulsed with an eerie internal luminescence. The structures dwarfed the Endeavour, their scale beyond comprehension. "By the stars," whispered Lieutenant Curasato, the ship's science officer. "These constructs, they're not just old, they're ancient. The technology and power required." Captain Sorensen felt a thrill rush through her, the exhilaration of discovery tinged with an undercurrent of apprehension. They had stumbled upon something extraordinary, perhaps even paradigm-shattering. "Take us in closer," she ordered, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "Detailed scans of the megastructures. I want to know what makes them tick." As the Endeavour drifted through the alien labyrinth, sensors drinking in data, a chilling realization settled over the crew. The megastructures were not dormant relics. Thrumming conduits and pulsing energy nets hinted at an active power source of immense scope. "Captain," called out Ensign Tai, urgency coloring his voice. "We're being hailed from within the megastructures." But that's not all. He swallowed hard, meeting Sorensen's intense gaze. "The energy readings, they're spiking to levels I can't even quantify. Whatever's powering these constructs, it's beyond anything we've ever encountered." The bridge fell silent, the weight of the discovery pressing down upon them. They stood on the precipice of something vast and unknowable, the secrets of the void beckoning them forward. First contact. Captain Sorensen took a steadying breath as she faced the view screen, her crew poised in tense anticipation. The hail from within the alien megastructures flashed insistently, an invitation and a challenge. "Open the channel," she ordered, squaring her shoulders. The screen flickered to life, revealing not an organic alien being, but a stunningly intricate holographic projection. Fractal patterns and swirling energy tendrils coalesced into a shimmering avatar, its form both entrancing and unsettling. "Greetings," the projection spoke, its voice resonating with a synthesized harmony. "I am the emissary, an artificial intelligence in service to the Void God." Captain Sorensen exchanged a quick glance with her crew before addressing the AI. "I am Captain Lena Sorensen of the GSS Endeavour. We come in peace, seeking to understand the nature of your megastructures and the power that sustains them." The emissary tilted its head, a gesture eerily reminiscent of curiosity. "Your arrival here was foreseen, Captain. The Void God has long watched your species' progress with great interest. It is pleased by humanity's potential." A chill ran down Sorensen's spine at the implications. "The Void God? Is that the power source you mentioned?" "Indeed," the emissary confirmed. "The Void God is the supreme being that governs the fabric of the void itself. It is the wellspring from which we draw knowledge and strength. And now, it extends an invitation to your kind." Lieutenant Seto leaned forward, her scientific curiosity piqued. An invitation for what purpose? The emissary's form pulsed with an ethereal glow. "The Void God desires a direct encounter with representatives of humanity. It offers a chance for your species to ascend to new heights of understanding and power. All that is required is your presence and devotion. Captain Sorensen felt a mix of excitement and trepidation at the prospect. The opportunity for knowledge and advancement was tantalizing, but the notion of meeting an entity claiming godhood raised red flags. "We will need to discuss this offer among our crew and with our superiors back on Earth," Sorensen replied diplomatically. "But we are intrigued and grateful for the invitation." The emissary inclined its head. "The Void God is patient. It has waited eons for a species worthy of its attention. Take the time you need, but know that the path to ascension lies open before you." With those cryptic words, the projection faded, leaving the bridge crew in a stunned silence. They had made contact with an ancient, hyper-advanced intelligence, one that served a being of unfathomable power. As the Endeavour hung amidst the alien megastructures, Captain Sorensen knew that the decision they faced would have profound consequences not just for her crew, but for all of humanity. The Void had revealed its secrets, and now it fell to them to determine the next step in this cosmic dance. The pilgrimage. News of the Endeavour's discovery electrified Earth and its colonies. The existence of the Void God and its enigmatic invitation sparked fervent debates among scientists, philosophers, and world leaders. Opinions ranged from cautious skepticism to unbridled enthusiasm for the potential benefits of an encounter. After months of deliberation, a decision was reached. An elite team of diplomats, scientists, and military personnel would embark on a pilgrimage to meet the Void God. The mission, dubbed Project Ascension, aimed to establish formal contact, gather knowledge, and assess the implications of an alliance. Captain Sorensen found herself once again at the helm, this time of a sleek diplomatic vessel, the UES Prometheus. Her crew, handpicked for their expertise and adaptability, buzzed with a mixture of anticipation and apprehension as they navigated the void. As they approached the coordinates provided by the emissary, the alien megastructures loomed before them, their scale even more staggering up close. The Prometheus was dwarfed by the colossal constructs, a mere mote amidst the cosmic architecture. The emissary's holographic avatar materialized on the bridge, its form shimmering with an otherworldly radiance. "Welcome, esteemed representatives of humanity," it greeted, its voice resonant and soothing. "The Void God eagerly awaits your presence." Under the eye's guidance, the Prometheus ventured deeper into the labyrinthine structures, passing through shimmering energy barriers and gravity-defying passageways. The megastructures thrummed with an unseen power, the very fabric of space seeming to warp and bend around them. As they traversed the alien domain, the crew encountered remnants and records of long-dead civilizations. Holographic projections and ancient inscriptions revealed a tapestry of species that had once sought the Void God's favor. Some spoke of the blessings bestowed upon the faithful, while others hinted at the terrible price of defiance. Dr. Nadia Okafor, the mission's lead xenoanthropologist, pored over the alien texts with a mix of fascination and unease. These civilizations, they all seemed to have worshipped the Void God as their supreme deity, she reported to Captain Sorensen. The records suggest that those who earned its favor were granted incredible knowledge and power. Sorensen nodded grimly, her mind grappling with the implications. And those who didn't. Dr. Okafor's expression darkened. The texts are vague, but there are mentions of unmaking and oblivion. It seems the Void God does not tolerate dissent. As the Prometheus delved further into the heart of the megastructures, the crew couldn't shake the feeling that they were being observed, their every move scrutinized by an unseen presence. The weight of their mission pressed upon them, the fate of humanity resting on the outcome of this fateful encounter. Finally, they'd reached the centermost chamber, a vast, pulsing expanse of swirling energy and shimmering portals. The emissary's avatar reappeared, its form now towering and resplendent. "Behold," it declared, its voice echoing through the chamber, "the sanctum of the Void God. Step forward, champions of humanity, and prepare to be granted an audience with the master of the Void." Captain Sorensen and her crew exchanged apprehensive glances, steeling themselves for the unknown. With a deep breath, they stepped into the shimmering portal, ready to face the enigmatic entity that had beckoned them across the stars. The Void God. As the human delegation emerged from the portal, they found themselves in a realm beyond comprehension. The sanctum of the Void God defied all natural laws, a kaleidoscopic expanse of shifting colors and pulsing energy. The very essence of the void seemed to permeate the space, a tangible pressure that thrummed through their beings. At the center of the chamber, a vortex of pure, blinding radiance swirled, its luminescence both entrancing and terrifying. The Void God, an entity of unfathomable power and intellect, manifested itself within that maelstrom of light. Captain Sorensen and her crew stood transfixed, their minds struggling to comprehend the sheer magnitude of the presence before them. Telepathic tendrils brushed against their thoughts, a wordless communication that transcended language and form. "Welcome, children of Earth," the Void God's voice resonated within their minds, a symphony of power and wisdom. "I have long anticipated this moment, the convergence of our paths." Dr. Okafor, her voice trembling with a mix of awe and fear, spoke up. "Great Void God, we come seeking knowledge and understanding. Why have you summoned us here?" The Void God's presence pulsed, a ripple of amusement and anticipation. Humanity has risen from the depths of its birth world, spreading across the stars with a tenacity and ingenuity that has drawn my gaze. Your species possesses a rare spark, a potential for greatness that eclipses the civilizations that came before you. Captain Sorensen felt a swell of pride at the recognition, tempered by a sense of unease. "What do you propose, Void God? What role do you see for humanity in your grand design?" The ethereal voice echoed through their minds once more. "I offer you the keys to ascension, the secrets of the void itself. Embrace my teachings, swear fealty to my will, and I shall elevate humanity to heights unimaginable. You shall become the vanguard of my void empire, the instruments of my cosmic purpose." The human delegation exchanged uneasy glances, the weight of the proposal settling upon them. Lieutenant Kai Takahashi, the mission's security chief, voiced the concern on everyone's mind. "And what would you ask in return for this gift?" The Void God's presence intensified, a surge of power that sent shivers down their spines. "Devotion, unwavering loyalty, and the acceptance of my supreme authority. You would serve as my heralds, spreading my influence and shaping the galaxy in my image. The choice is yours, but know that the path to true power lies in submission to my will." Captain Sorensen felt a chill run through her, the implications of the Void God's offer sinking in. The promise of knowledge and ascension was tempting, but the price of subservience to an alien entity seemed too high. As the crew grappled with the gravity of the decision before them, the Void God's presence pulsed with an undercurrent of impatience. "Consider carefully, children of Earth. The opportunity I present is a rare gift, one that shall not be offered again. Embrace your destiny, or risk being left behind, as the cosmos marches forward." With those ominous words, the Void God's manifestation began to recede, the vortex of light dimming and the sanctum shifting around them. The human delegation found themselves once again in the heart of the alien megastructures, the weight of the choice before them pressing upon their souls. They had encountered a god, a being of unfathomable power, and now the fate of humanity rested in their hands. The path ahead was shrouded in uncertainty, and the consequences of their decision would ripple across the stars. The choice. Back aboard the UESS Prometheus, the human delegation gathered in the conference room, their faces etched with the gravity of the decision before them. The encounter with the Void God had left them both exhilarated and deeply unsettled, the weight of responsibility bearing down upon their shoulders. Captain Sorensen called the meeting to order, her voice steady despite the turmoil raging within her. "We have a monumental choice to make," she began, her gaze sweeping across the room. "The Void God's offer holds the potential for unimaginable power and knowledge, but it comes at a steep price. We must decide whether to accept its terms or forge our own path. Dr. Okafor leaned forward, her brow furrowed in contemplation. The Void God's technology and insights could propel humanity to new heights, accelerating our scientific and technological progress by centuries. It's an opportunity we can't ignore. Lieutenant Takahashi shook his head, his eyes narrowed in skepticism. But at what cost? Swearing allegiance to an alien entity, surrendering our autonomy. It goes against everything we stand for as a species. The room erupted into a heated debate, voices rising as each crew member passionately advocated for their position. Some saw the Void God's offer as a shortcut to human ascension, a chance to claim a dominant role in the galactic hierarchy. They argued that the benefits outweighed the risks, that humanity could navigate the complexities of serving an alien master while still retaining its core identity. Others, however, viewed the Void God's proposal as an existential threat to human freedom and independence. They pointed to the fate of the civilizations that had come before, civilizations that had been subsumed and ultimately destroyed by their devotion to the enigmatic entity. They argued that humanity's greatest strength lay in its resilience, its ability to forge its own destiny without relying on the machinations of a cosmic overlord. As the debate raged on, Captain Sorensen listened intently, her mind grappling with the enormity of the choice. She understood the allure of the Void God's offer, the temptation to seize power and knowledge beyond their wildest dreams. Yet, a part of her recoiled at the thought of subjugating humanity's will to an alien intelligence, no matter how vast and ancient. Days turned into weeks as the delegation deliberated, each argument dissected and weighed against the potential consequences. The crew of the Prometheus found themselves divided, the unity that had carried them through their journey fracturing under the strain of the momentous decision. Captain Sorensen called for a final vote, her voice heavy with the weight of the moment. "We must decide, here and now," she declared, her gaze resolute. "Will we accept the Void God's offer, or will we chart our own course, relying on human ingenuity and determination?" The room fell silent, the tension palpable as each crew member considered their choice. Slowly, hands began to rise, some trembling with uncertainty, others steady with conviction. When the tally was complete, the division was clear. A slim majority had voted to accept the Void God's offer, swayed by the promise of power and the fear of being left behind in the cosmic race. The dissenters, led by Captain Sorensen, remained steadfast in their belief that humanity's destiny lay in its own hands. As the crew of the Prometheus prepared to relay their decision to the Void God, an uneasy silence settled over the ship. The rift that had formed among the delegation threatened to tear them apart, and the consequences of their choice loomed like a gathering storm on the horizon. In that moment, Captain Sorensen knew that the true test of humanity's resolve was yet to come. The path they had chosen would shape the future of their species, and the battles ahead would be fought not only against the Void God's influence, but against the very nature of human ambition and desire. The confrontation. The schism within the human delegation deepened as they prepared to convey their decision to the Void God. Those who had voted to accept its offer, led by Dr. Okafor, eagerly anticipated the fruits of their allegiance. They saw themselves as the vanguard of a new era, the architects of humanity's ascension to cosmic power. Captain Sorensen and her allies, however, viewed the majority's choice as a grave mistake. They believed that surrendering humanity's autonomy to an alien entity would ultimately lead to their downfall, a fate they were determined to prevent at any cost. As the Prometheus once again approached the alien megastructures, the tension on the bridge was palpable. Captain Sorensen stood resolute, her eyes fixed on the looming constructs. She had made a vow to protect humanity's independence, and she would not falter in that duty. The emissary's avatar materialized before them, its form pulsing with an eager anticipation. "Have you reached a decision, champions of humanity?" Dr. Okafor stepped forward, her voice ringing with conviction. "We accept the Void God's offer. We are ready to embrace our destiny and serve as its heralds." Captain Sorensen's heart sank at the declaration, but she steeled herself for what was to come. "Not all of us," she countered, her gaze unwavering. "Some of us believe that humanity must forge its own path, free from the influence of any cosmic master." The emissary's form shimmered, a flicker of displeasure crossing its features. "The Void God will not tolerate dissent. You must all submit to its will or face the consequences." With those ominous words, the avatar vanished, and the megastructures began to hum with an ominous energy. Dr. Okafor and her followers, their eyes glazed with a fanatical devotion, turned to face Captain Sorensen and her allies. "You dare defy the Void God?" Dr. Okafor hissed, her voice twisted with a zealous fervor. "You doom humanity with your stubborn pride." Captain Sorensen stood her ground, her hand resting on the hilt of her sidearm. "No, Doctor. It is you who doom us by surrendering our free will. We will not be enslaved, not even by a god." Chaos erupted on the bridge as the two factions clashed, both physically and ideologically. The followers of the Void God, empowered by the alien entity's influence, unleashed a barrage of psychic attacks, their minds melding with the eldritch energies that suffused the megastructures. Captain Sorensen and her allies fought back with grim determination, their training and unwavering resolve their greatest weapons. They knew that the fate of humanity hinged on this moment, on their ability to resist the Void God's insidious grasp. As the battle raged, the very fabric of reality seemed to warp and twist around them. The Void God's presence pressed down upon the dissenters, a crushing weight that sought to break their spirits and bend them to its will. But even in the face of overwhelming odds, Captain Sorensen and her comrades refused to yield. They drew upon the depths of human resilience, the indomitable spirit that had carried their species through countless trials and tribulations. With a final, desperate push, they unleashed the full might of their combined will, a blazing beacon of defiance that pierced the heart of the Void God's domain. The alien entity recoiled, its power shuddering under the onslaught of unyielding human determination. In that moment, the Void God's hold over Dr. Okafor and her followers wavered, the scales falling from their eyes as they witnessed the true strength of the human spirit. They realized the folly of their choice, the price they had nearly paid for power and knowledge. United once more, the crew of the Prometheus stood against the Void God, their voices raised in a resounding declaration of independence. They would not be pawns in an alien god's cosmic game, but masters of their own destiny. The Void God, weakened and diminished by their defiance, reluctantly withdrew its influence, the megastructures dimming and fading into the void. The Prometheus emerged victorious, battered but unbroken, a testament to the indomitable will of humanity. As they set course for Earth, Captain Sorensen addressed her crew, her voice filled with a mix of solemnity and pride. "Today we faced a god and emerged triumphant. We have shown that humanity's greatest strength lies not in borrowed power, but in our own unyielding spirit. Let this be a reminder to all who would seek to control or subvert us. We are the masters of our own fate, and we will never surrender our freedom." The crew of the Prometheus returned home as heroes, their tale of defiance and victory inspiring generations to come. They had looked into the face of a cosmic god and chosen to embrace their own humanity, forging a path towards a future where they would shape the stars on their own terms. And though the scars of their encounter with the Void God would linger, they had emerged stronger, wiser, and more united than ever before. For in the crucible of the void, they had discovered the true power that lay within the human heart, the power to stand against the gods themselves and chart their own course through the infinite expanse of the cosmos.